Hey, Tracy Lovers. What's up, Tracy Lovers? Uh, 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 uh. Mm. So, no, okay. Y'all, I miss y'all. It's been a minute, so y'all already know. We gotta kick it. We gotta kick it. And I wanna come talk to y'all. I wanna come talk about negative thinking. Y'all already know I said I was gonna come back on here and, just have a conversation on that topic about negative thinking and um you know some negative thinking patterns, what negative thinking does to our brain, and how we can stop negative thinking. I really want to come on here and talk about that. However, it's been way too long and y'all know I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up. So before we dive into this, let me just, catch y'all up with the week and talk to y'all. I miss y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all like the favorite cousins. Get on here and have conversations and talk to y'all to catch y'all up. Anyway, y'all, look. I want to say hey first and foremost and catch y'all up. Y'all know, I think I did mention in my last video because it was a short video. I think I mentioned in my last video how my birthday coming up. That birthday, girl. My birthday coming up. It'll be here Friday. No, my birthday is this Sunday. I don't know. My head, y'all look. That's how you know I'm just excited about the whole season. Even though I'm looking out this window and it is rainy, no sun out, not for real like that, but it is such a beautiful day. And y'all already know, springtime, yes, it's a lot of rain, but it be some beautiful flowers and grass be so green. Okay, look, who don't like the spring? Because look, we need spring. We need spring so we can really bloom in the summertime. All right, but now I want to talk about y'all. I want to come and tell y'all a quick little story, y'all, about my week. Okay, now look, y'all already know. I don't know if I told y'all, but I'm in school to get help with my businesses, and my teacher. My teacher, so what I'm in is Prosper Us Detroit. It's like a program that helps entrepreneurs, you know, with their business and get further along, get help, structure it, blah, 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 all the good stuff, whatever. So my teacher, my teacher had this one-on-one with me last week. And of course, like I said, she's helping me with my business. And in the midst of my meeting, when I say I needed that meeting so much, it really was an eye opener for me. It was like me coming to a turning point in my career. My business, and everything. It's like, okay, what am I doing? What are we gonna do? You get what I'm saying? Just making it make sense. And I don't know, y'all. It just taught me so much. It's just changed my perspective on so much. And y'all already know, like me trying to grow. Okay, I'm I'm so open to growing, and y'all already know I want to evolve in everything that I got my hands on. And even doing that, in the midst, I have to be open to change. I got to be open to new, to different. You get what I'm saying? To widening my mindset on the possibilities, on everything. So it's like, that was a really turning point for me, y'all. When I say going through the emotions, however, not letting my emotions control me, but taking a handle on it and actually accepting the help. Accepting, you get what I'm saying? Like the growth that I need, expanding. How are you welcoming your growth? Even though it's looking different for me, like it can look different for me, and I'll be like, I can handle this. Let me just go on back what I'm used to, or go on back. You get what I'm saying? But how is that working? If I was to go back to what I'm used to, or go backwards in any way, how would that help me move forward? Not to say just push through and look. No, not to say that. However, I don't know, that one-on-one meeting for me this week was an eye opener. She asked me some questions that made me like, it made me want to hide. It made me want to hide. It made me want to go get put up. It made me want to do one of those, boil your paper up and throw it behind you, like, start over. What am I doing? Like, really? So, with that being said, it's just like, got me to where I really want to buckle down and cross some T's, dot some I's, as I always say. However, do everything that I've been saying. Seeking that help, getting that guidance, evaluating where I'm coming from, where I'm going, and all that good stuff. Like, yeah, seek help. I will always say that. Seek help. Get in some programs. Get in some programs. Get some mentors. Get some look here. Because when you want to expand, when you're ready to expand, it's probably not going to look how you want it to look. But you got to be open to it. And that's just what I just been learning this week, y'all. My last week, I was feeling like crazy as heck. Went to class. When I went back to class, because remember I said I wanted to hide and some more stuff. But when I went back to class and just hearing my other classmates on how they week went, it was like, okay, I am not alone. I am human. We all need this. You get what I'm saying? We all starting from somewhere. We all trying to get to something. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, my week for me with just that situation alone been like, but I'm like, let me be open, because I do want to express and share my journey on what I be going through and how I'm growing, actually talking. You like, y'all can see, if y'all was to stroll down and go to some of the videos that how I first started, like, y'all can see some of the growth. But it's just like me talking about it and being real about it and being vulnerable about it, because look here. I am only human. Like I say, I have not made it to where I'm trying to get. However, I have came a far way, and I appreciate me, and I thank myself for that. Anyway, let's just talk about this topic. Let's dive on in real quick, because I will be all day talking about how my week went, how I was going through it. Okay? But it is Wednesday, and I want to dive and talk about this topic. Now, I think this topic is important because even though, like I just said, all that negative thinking has still came up. Like I said, me wanting to hide, me wanting to just ball up everything and just throw it behind me and just start over. Like, me wanting to do that had negative thinking had a part to play in it. So let me read these notes that I wrote down. Okay, I got it. Negative thinking involves a pattern of self-critical thoughts that can impact your emotions, your behavior, and overall your well-being. All right. Now, What are some negative thinking patterns? Now, some negative thinking patterns include, y'all know how some people be like all or nothing. When they say that, oh, it's either all or nothing. Sometimes that can fall into negative thinking because you're not leaving no room for hope. It's either gotta be this black or white, and all or nothing. It is what it is. It's like you're not giving no room for hope, and that can fall. That's a slight chance of. I don't want to say a slight chance, but that's like a pattern of negative thinking when people think like that or speak like that. Another one is negative thinking pattern is emotional reasoning. That's that letting your emotions control you. And I say that because look, that's me. After my one-on-one meeting with my teacher, I could have been like, because I was so emotional. I was so emotional and just everywhere. I was like, look, I wanted to be like this one. I wanted to be like, look, I'm so embarrassed because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed at some of the questions that she asked me and I couldn't answer. Like, how am I running my business doing this and I can't even answer some questions? Even though, grant you, I know that's what I'm going to get help on. But sometimes we let that embarrassment stop us from moving forward. You get what I'm saying? I was embarrassed, but I was only doing what I needed to do. She was only asking questions that she needed to ask. She just didn't ask me, she asked the class. You get what I'm saying? But even saying that, it's like I could have let my emotions control me. I could have been like, So sometimes negative thinking patterns can lead can be that emotional reasoning, like you letting your emotions control you. I gotta jump into conclusions. Some negative thinking patterns is when you jump to conclusion. You ain't got no evidence. You just making assumptions, and you just like, look, like me, and I'm gonna keep on going back to my example only because this has helped me get through that. That me going through that has helped me overcome some stuff. Has helped me overcome just negative thinking alone. But jumping to conclusion is not always good when when you're trying to stop negative thinking all the time. You can't just jump to conclusion. You jump to conclusion. You ain't got no evidence. You just making assumptions. That can fall into a negative thinking pattern. And what that does to your brain? What negative thinking does to your brain? Couple notes that I got written down. It can impact your mental health. Negative thinking can impact your mental health because it can worsen your anxiety and your depression. Y'all remember? Oh, excuse me. Y'all remember a couple videos back? I was telling y'all how I ran across this video on a guy breaking down how to get out of depression. And he was like, "Oh, it's real simple. You just gotta do this, that. You just gotta do these three things and da da da." But negative thinking, if you was to sit and just think negative, where would that lead your mental? You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it helps to think positive. It helps to fight those thoughts. Negative thinking can really have an impact on your physical health as well. You asking how can negative thinking affect your brain? It can affect your brain by mental, your physical, your physical health. It can raise your blood pressure, and then it'll be hard for you to heal. You always thinking negative. You got anxiety, depression. You just angry. You got all these negative thoughts, and it's taking a toll on your body, your physical body, and your mental. Because honestly, my opinion is like once your mental gone, it trickles down from there. That's why I'm so big on mental work. I'm so big on mental development, your mindset. Um, Negative thinking can impact your relationships. It can be hard to maintain a healthy relationship when you always think negative, when you always think somebody out to get you. And yes, this easier said than done. That's me. Like I'm thinking like, listen, because when I first got off the phone, off the not off the phone, but off the meeting with my teacher, our one on one, it was like, look, I'm thinking all kind of negative. Like she probably, you know what I mean? Like she probably did that on purpose. Like she just want to see me sweat, or just honestly, just negative thinking. But I have to stop that because at the end of the day, what am I doing? What am I looking for? What do I want? If I'm trying to grow in my business, or if I'm trying to do something, whatever, if I'm seeking the help, I gotta accept it. I gotta, whatever, however. Y'all get what I'm saying. But not thinking negative. I can't think somebody, I gotta trust the hand that's pulling me up. If I'm going to my teacher like I need help with this, how can I think negative on the advice and the help that she's giving me? Okay? So yeah, that was an eye opener for me, and I'm just really being vulnerable on just my emotions that I went through this week, and I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, considering I got that confirmation going to class and actually hearing other classmates say, "Man, you get what I'm saying?" But I know I'm not the only one because we are human, and we all. Hold on, y'all. This train is just like going crazy. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one when it comes to feeling away and then thinking negative or whatever the case is. But we got to come back and know that that can hinder our relationships. That's why it's always important to be open and honest. Be open and honest. I couldn't after I done sat with my emotions and asked myself those questions and did my homework. Feeling away and all, I still had to do my homework because I'm like, hold on. And after doing all that, I'm like, okay, let me count some blessings. Let me become grateful so I can see better. But yeah, sometimes that negative thinking can ruin your relationships. Now, if I was to be emotional, let my emotion run from me, not go back to class, not do my homework, not talk to my teacher, now it's like, what help am I giving myself? Who is hindering who? So that negative thinking, you have to sometimes just like stop it, fight it, fight that negative thinking. And then I got down here, remember, believing and seeing. So if you keep on thinking negative and you believe negative is going to happen, that is what you're going to see. That's why it's important to fight that negative thought. Fight them negative thinking. I got some negative thinking. Negative thinking, what negative thinking does to your brain, it can impact your well-being, your sense of unhappiness and dissatisfaction with life. And that can take a toll on just your whole well-being. Y'all ever heard the saying of somebody like, once they loved one have passed away, then next thing you know, they get so sick and ill that they end up passing away too. And sometimes they get sick and ill not because they did something physical to their body, but it's just a mental thing because they so unhappy, they so depressed, and you get what I'm saying. So that takes a toll on just your whole well-being. You so depressed. Sometimes people be so depressed that they don't even feed themselves. They don't bathe themselves. They don't. You get what I'm saying? They don't take care of themselves because they overwhelmed in those negative thoughts. So yeah, that's why I think some this stuff is serious. It gets there. You gotta fight. You gotta fight them negative thoughts. And I was just reading something. What it say? We don't wrestle or we don't fight against blood. That's what y'all know. I'm learning now. But no, we don't fight the blood. We don't fight the vessel or whatever. We fight against spirits. We gotta fight them thoughts in those spirits up off of us. Um, how to stop negative thinking? How to stop negative thinking? You can manage negative thinking by being mindful. Pay attention to the moment without judging. Stop judging. We gotta stop judging and just let life be sometimes, you know. Reframe every negative thought. I'll put that give to positive. I don't know where I heard that from. But every time you get a negative thought, put two positives out there. Not only is that helping you see the good in people and things and the beauty in life, that's also drowning out those negative thoughts. Yeah, it's good to be able to acknowledge, be able to recognize. That's another way to stop that negative thinking. You got to recognize when you even thinking negative. Like, okay, that was a negative thought. Let's just say I'm drinking my tea and some negative thoughts come. Oh, I made that too sweet, or oh, you had 2 cups, or whatever the case is. Whatever, place them with some positive thoughts. Recognize recognize that you even thinking negative, speaking negative, however, whatever, and then replace it with some positive. I'm not saying give yourself excuses to indulge in things that you know you're not supposed to indulge in, and I'm saying that for me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, recognize when you thinking negative and then replace it. Reframe your thinking. Drown that negative out. Then seek support. And try to do all this without judging. Give yourself grace, like love on yourself. That way you can overcome thinking negative. Call out them spirits like, ugh, okay, that's that. I know, call them out. Recognize them and then work towards them so you can be able to control that. Seek support. Talk to a therapist. Get you a counselor or get you a trusted friend. Get you a trusted friend. You ain't got no trusted friend? You're looking at one. We can build us a relationship where we trust each other. And yes, I do have a platform. Even though y'all, I'm working on my platform. I do have to say that just in case y'all see some stuff coming up different. So y'all know I'm working on a lot of my stuff. But yeah, go to tristylove.com. Y'all know I got that 15-minute talk session where you can actually, within that 15 minutes, you can express how you feel. You can get some resources. I give you some resources. I give you some resources and some guidance if you want it from me. Hey, I'm here. I am. And also, I do give y'all, I'm start giving y'all like free stuff in those after our sessions. After our 15-minute sessions, I'll make sure I send you a free gift. So yeah, that's that. You can build a trusted friendship with me. Have a close relationship. I offer that. But yes, that's that, y'all. That is that. That is that. Stop that negative thinking. Stop that negative thinking. It's not going to get us nowhere. And we got to start believing. Believing. And that's that, y'all. That is that. Yeah. I miss y'all. Like I said, I want to come, I want to start coming on here every Wednesday and just catching y'all up with the week and chit-chatting with y'all with my topics that I love, that I really want to talk about. I don't want to tell y'all what we're talking about next week, but yeah, we got done talking about that negative thinking. I'm so irritating. I am so annoying. But anyway, I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all, anyway, I'll catch up with y'all next week. I'll catch up with y'all next week. And I love y'all. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for kicking it with me, chilling with me, talking to me, all that good stuff. I will catch y'all in my next video, alright? Deuces.